Hey everybody, today I am creating a tag and I'm calling it the Reader Role Model tag. It is the 5th anniversary of my grandma's passing and she was a big reader, so I thought this was a great way to celebrate her love of reading and my love of reading and also spread some joy all over the internet. So I will go ahead and jump right in with the questions, and the first question is, who is your reader role model, or at least one of them? As I've told you, it is my grandma. And here's a picture of my grandma. This is actually on a book of poetry that she made, and I'll read this one of my favorite poems at the end for you. She she was a wild, no filter kind of woman. She read everything. She was always doing crosswords, always talking to me about books. We wrote letters back and forth about books we were reading. She had no filter. I remember one Thanksgiving where she had a t-shirt she wore that said, "The first thing we do is kill all the lawyers," as a Shakespearean quote, with a sequin blazer. She had that. She was the kind of woman who, yeah, she always used big words, not to show off, but because she was always reading and always knew them off the top of her tongue. She preferred them, I think. And she was giving me books all the time, or book recommendations. I still remember her critical evaluation of several of them. One of them, she was very frustrated that the Catholic Church had banned one book for its use of mutual masturbation in it, but didn't say anything about another book that had oral sex. And she was just that kind of person. Uh, And I hope to be just like her when I get older. I hope I'm the one shoving books at my grandkids, because she was pretty wonderful for that. So that is the first question. Who is your reading role model? The second question are, what are some books that you read because somebody that you looked up to handed them to you? And as I said before, my grandma was handing me good books often. And the two that I remember reading that I would not have read otherwise were actually two Danielle Steele novels that I got when I was about 10 or 11, The Gift and Five Nights in Paris. These are the only two Danielle Steele novels I have ever read, but I think I read them several times during teenage years because I had them and my mom wouldn't take them since grandma had given them to me. I don't think she was very thrilled about it. So that is the second question. The third question, what are you doing to encourage others to read? Obviously, I'm a parent, so I have books all over the place. We always go to the library. I'm giving books for presents to my kids and also their friends and my nieces and nephews. I am that person. And especially the person I'm really excited about seeing read is my niece. My sister's not a huge reader, but my niece is definitely becoming a reader. And so it's been really fun to take her on trips by herself to the bookstore and encourage her. She just started reading Harry Potter and she's on the second book, and it's fun because I made her swear she would not read or watch the movies until she'd read the books. So it's funny because my sister is now pressuring her to read faster so she can watch the next movie, because my sister will not actually just read the books. It drives me crazy. Anyway, that is what I am encouraging her to read and get stronger as a reader. It's been really fun. The fourth and last question are, what 5 standalone books would you leave behind for someone you love to find and fall in love with? And I put standalone in here because I'm trying to encourage people to not just automatically say Harry Potter. We all know everybody likes Harry Potter, or several people do. But there's so many other books that we can talk about. So I was, encouraging standalones. The first book that I would encourage you I'd leave behind is The Velveteen Rabbit, or How Toys Become Real, by Marjorie Williams. And this is actually my copy from when I was little. But what I love about The Velveteen Rabbit is he wants to be a real rabbit, and he looks very pristine and clean, and he becomes real by being loved and worn. And I think it's a great reminder to us that it's not being perfect looking that makes us real and beautiful. It's being loved and worn and useful and giving joy to others around us that makes us real and loved. And so that is the first book that I would give. The second book is Frankenstein, and this is actually the copy that I got from my grandma. It's Marvel Illustrated. And I love Frankenstein. It's been one of my favorites for a very, very long time. And what I love about this book is that it reminds us that people become what they experience around them. And if you are shown love, you learn how to love. And if you are shown hate and fear, you learn how to do those things. And I think we are definitely more of a product of what happens to us than we would like to believe sometimes. Not everybody becomes hateful after being hated, but it's a pretty good statistic. So I think that's a good lesson everybody should learn. Also, that whole empathy thing, really important. The third book is The Humans by Matt Haig, and I've talked about this before. It's just, I really enjoyed this book. It also has some Emily Dickinson poems in here, so I thought it was kind of a good cheat to throw in some Emily Dickinson. But The Humans reminds me that life can seem mundane and ordinary and gross and frustrating and hard, but it's so beautiful because it's our human experience that makes it that. And so I really enjoyed it. The fourth book is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I actually didn't even read Go Set a Watchman because I did not want to spoil Atticus Finch in my head. And what I like about this book is just the idea of empathy, not judging people until we walked in their shoes, but also doing things that are hard and difficult and probably not even doable because it's the right thing to do. And I just really like that lesson. The fifth book I actually don't have, and it's A Million Miles in 1,000 Years by Donald Miller. This he wrote after he wrote Blue Like Jazz, which I didn't care for as much, but I really enjoyed Million Miles because he talks about the idea of, while he was changing his novel into a movie, he learned about what makes a good story and what makes a good life instead. And I think it's been really cool to think back about that book, to remember why I make the choices I make, to remember to dare to do big things, even if I don't necessarily do them, because that's how you make a good story. You're constantly pushing that climax and that character to grow and change, and boring stories are the ones where you don't ever do anything different. So I really appreciated that book for that reason. I think it's a good reminder. I wanted to end this by sharing a poem that my grandma wrote, and it's just kind of a cool one. It's called Advice to Progeny. Stop, halt, slow, stay. Then lest they or we, in seeking sheer sublimity, reject life's mere mediocrity, and like Mr. Buonarroti, flaw its knee irremediably. And next to it, it's actually pictures of Moses by Michelangelo. And if you don't know, Mr. Buonarroti is actually Michelangelo, and it's said in legend that he actually got mad when his Moses did not speak to him because it was so lifelike that he struck its knee and ruined a little bit of it. And I love art history. Michelangelo is one of my favorite sculptors. No, he's my favorite sculptor. He's just amazing, and his things, he just made marble come to life. And I love that she says sometimes we're seeking something so sublime and so perfect that we ruin what is mundane and ordinary and beautiful as well. And I think that's just a good reminder for us. So I hope you guys do this tag. I tag everybody. Obviously, this is the first time, so please do the reader role model tag. Pass it along. Pass along the reading love, and enjoy your day. Bye.